Number one, where are you?
In the land of giants.
Tell me about that. What does this land of giants look like to you?
I see green everywhere, and they have big eyes, one eye, and there's trees. These giants are trees. They have big roots, and they are thousands and thousands and thousands of years old, billions of years old, and they are saying that we welcome you, we have been waiting for this moment.
Where is this place?
Beyond the galaxy of Uranus, beyond the galaxy of Scorpio, beyond the galaxy of time. They're saying time does not exist here. And they are showing a deep sense of calmness as we are on this mission of being transparent and also taking us through a mission of transition. This is way, 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 way beyond any existence that has been seen or spoken of before.
Why is it important for you to be here today?
It's almost as their words are coming out, they're showing me that, and they've spoken of this before, they're showing musical notes, musical tones, but whispering them. And they're saying that, and they're all over, and they're saying that this is a time for patience. As these notes are coming out through them in these fine whispers, they're showing me they are like little driplets, little droplets. When we as a human would almost spray out of our mouths. And they're saying every little bit of droplet that comes out of our mouths is how we are all going to learn patience. They're saying it is the equivalent of, and they know how we on earth are turning to nature. And nature's our go-to. And they're talking about the flower that is called patience. It is fine, it is delicate. And it's not a time to wither away. It's a time for patience, for humanity to learn patience. They cannot say this enough to me, to us today.
Why are they concerned with Earth?
There's been so many disruptions. And they're showing me when trees ooze that the resin, Alba.
Yes.
It is an oozing that takes place. It is sticky, it is thick, is it not? It is, if we as humans had to go into these trees and try and wipe away the resin, our hands can't, we can't, they're saying it's everything's been sticky and oozing, and if they had to put this resin in my hands right now, it's almost my hands wouldn't want to open up.
Yes.
And they're showing me, and even if we could see my face right now, everything has been sticky and oozing, and It's even on a cellular level, so much has been oozing out of us, so much has been intense. And they want us to know that, and I've got this burning in my heart right now. We've had, it's twofold. We've had this burning desire to want different, yet the burning is still to come. It's burning. Everything is burning. There's been so much burning in earth. With the massive amount of rage, the massive amount of incorrect emotions. They're saying that humanity, earth is meant to be calm. And we, as humans, many humans have taken the time to create destructive patterns, to create destruction, and they are now intervening. They have to intervene through us.
Very good. And as you are there in this place, what form do you take?
I am a droplet. So when I look around, I am non-existent, yet a droplet that is water, that is pure. And I am morphing. I do not have head, I do not have arms, I do not have legs. I'm this droplet of water, and everything is transparent. Everything can be seen through me.
Very good. Very good. As you are there with these giants, with these trees, allow yourself to just absorb their patience so that you could bring that with you in this vessel of water as I continue with number 2.
Thank you, Alba.
Number 2, where are you?
Well, when you had us walking side by side through the tunnel, I turned to Samuel and we smiled at each other, and I put my hands on the ancient writings along the wall as we entered the portal together. And then we traversed through the star systems, and I was coming in to a landing and a welcoming in Arcturus. And Samuel smiled at me, and it was like we were in a revolving door that you get in a hotel. And I went to Arcturus, and he said to me, I'm just going to go on a little side adventure. So he said, I want to just go and observe something. So off he went, and I went in to see my fellow beings in Arcturus, and they were waiting for me, even the little ones, so beautiful. And they took me to the council that I'll sit on with you, Alba, with Laura, and with Michelle. And this is the council of infinite possibilities. And in Arcturus, we are very harmonious. So with the council of infinite possibilities, we are looking at Earth and thinking, what is it that Earth needs from us at this time? And so we collected the strength and the ability that Laura has of the heart essence. And so she, with us, started sending what's called the love essence, the essence of love and the vibrations to Earth. And as this is happening, I can actually see Samuel interacting with the giants and just having a bit of fun.
And how do these Arcturians look like?
We like blue. We really like the hue and the vibration of the blue because it's such a healing vibration and tone. So depending on how much we hold, we have the different colors of the blue. And the deeper the blue, the more intense the vibration and the stronger the ability to be able to heal. for we are healers, and our heads are like a big oblong and then another bump. And we have very big blue eyes and the blue robes. And my job here, my main position, although I'm on the council, my main position is that I am the keeper of the crystals and their blueprints for the beings that come to me in order for the healing to take place before they meet with the wise councils.
So who is meeting with the wise councils?
So all the beings, Alba, in your other fractal, and Dean and Sabrina and myself and Laura, when we come in on our spaceship, when we do the search and rescue missions,
Yes.
then we land at the platform and we materialize those beings that have now come to Arcturus for their meeting and for their healings. My team brings them to me. I found the correct crystal for them. And once that initial blueprint with their color, with their vibration, with their frequency, once it is aligned to the original strength of whom they are, then they are escorted either by their guides or by one of their star-seeded family as a support for the meeting with the wise ones.
Very good. So I'm going to direct my question now to number 1. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. And I'd like for you to see yourself on that spaceship now so that we can have information brought forth. 1 and 2 and 3. Tell me what it is that you do on that ship.
I'm navigating. As I look around, I see yourself, Jill, Laura, Sabrina. And I'm getting somebody with a D, a Dina or Dean.
Yes.
Adina, a goddess. And I'm being shown that I'm right in front of the spaceship. But there's not a specific window. There's many, 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 many windows. And the spaceship is huge. Now I've got a control. And the control is not in the way that we understand control in the human being. It is a compass. And this compass is being navigated by the Galactic Federation of Light. And this compass is showing us where and how within the human cellular programming. And they show me the word composition, Alba. When I turn and I look around, my head can do a 360. Because I'm not of form, but in speaking in human terms,
Yes.
when I turn around, you and I smile. I smile at Jill, I smile at Laura, I smile at Adina, I smile at Sabrina. And we're not in the form that we know ourselves to be in these human bodies. And we're in this as a team of warriors of light. And we're all starting to notice there's a coming together within the force, within the team that we are. And we're all receiving guidance in different ways. And we're all the same height. Not one of us is bigger than the other. Not one of us is taller. Not one of us is... They're showing me this vibration where we're expanding and we're expanding and we're expanding in our knowingness.
So, what is the mission of this team of warriors of light? Does it have to do with what is going on Earth at this time?
Correct. We've all been through what humans would term, or we would term, some very dark times. Not only they're talking about us individually and collectively as the humans that we are in this lifetime. And we've all raised our level of consciousness to the space in time and a space within the spaceship. And they're saying that if we were to have pushed one another, poke one another, we've all had a poking of each other. But in the poking, it has brought massive growth for each of us. And so what they're saying is, keep poking and pushing one another to flourish. It is our time to flourish. It is our time to help humanity. And the acceleration that you have been on has been massive, Alba. And these downloads, these connections, collectively are all helping so many other hundreds of thousands of millions of cellular memory, and they want to use the word cellulitis because we all carry cellulite.
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying, listen to the word cellulite. Cell, you, light. Yet we have come to know no cellulitis within our bodies, have we not?
Yes.
And many of us are always judging our cellulitis and having it sucked out, yet it affects the cellular light beings that we are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a time for acceptance, Alba.
Very good. So, what is your connection with Jill? First on that spaceship, and then on Earth.
We are both fractals of Jesus and Mother Mary. And the connection has gone back in time. Many. They're showing me moons, many moons. They can't even count the amount of moons together that we've coexisted within our soul's alignment. And then coming into this lifetime, the reconnection has happened in the vibration of our South African accents. They're asking you to remind them of the other question, please, Alba.
The other question was, about Jill? About why you're here?
They smile. They're laughing. They almost want to slap. If we had knees, they want to slap our knees and go, really? Really, Alba? Really? She is. And they want me to describe how we were going up and up and up.
Yes.
They're saying if we were strands of golden thread, and Jill is a fine thread, yet a thick thread. And when we were going up the different portals, we were spiraling and intertwined. They're saying if we were to be intertwined, this is how we went up together. And when Jill does, they're saying be consciously aware, consciously aware, consciously aware. And they're saying when, it is interesting, they're creating this vibration of us being in the cave. The name Jill begins with a J, does it not?
Yes.
Joseph, James, Jesus. So her role is very profound in this lifetime, and it is so intertwined. And it doesn't come with pressure that we know as the pressure that we are very used to as human beings. It comes with a discovering of the knowing, of the intertwining. And they're showing me what we as humans would know, the World Cup soccer. Have you seen this, Alba? It is a structure, and there's a ball and almost two golden hands.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But they're giving me the picture of the cup that is gifted to the team that wins, because this monumental sport that happens is where billions of people around the world watch it on a television set. And this is part of Jill's knowing. The ball is earth, and the two golden hands that are holding the ball is how her knowing is about. As she is holding earth, she is helping, and as a ball does, it has to be kicked to be able to be moved forward. And it goes from player to player. So they're using the analogy of soccer players, football players, how this little ball goes from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And this is one of her roles, how she gets the ball to move, and how she gets people to move forward.
Very good. Thank you. Now, 2, connect with your guides. What is your connection with Michelle from your perspective on the ship and on Earth?
Well, on the ship, she is not a full-time navigator. For particular roles, we get her in as a co-navigator, and then she goes off on her other missions. And that is why once before, when we had a session, she was not included in that particular vision as such. So Michelle and I have gone back in time immemorial, and they're showing me that we came out right in the beginning in like the lava and the lamp, and coming out in the blobs. So it was as if we were coming out in this. They're showing me when you get a huge pod, and inside the pod are lots of seeds, and then the pod opens and the seeds disperse in the springtime. We actually came out in the same pod. So there is such a familiarity as such. There is such a depth and an understanding of each other. And Jill has found in this lifetime, when she met Michelle, that there was a sense of home. And then within this being called Michelle and this being called Jill, there's absolutely no ego between them. There's no competition between them. They help each other to the absolute nth degree. They have a great love for each other and a deep understanding. And they both love to connect. They're both here to serve. And their main mission this time is to connect with each other and help each other connect with many others, because their message is the same. They've come for the same mission, to uplift humanity. But as we discussed with you, Alba, yesterday, the main mission is ahead. And that is when you will see that unfold. That's when they decided, with the Council of Infinite Possibilities and the Galactic Federation, they orchestrated that these two beings come together with the other fractals that are on that spaceship to conclude the main mission.
Very good. And in continuation with that, the beings that are channeling both through Michelle and Jill seem to be different beings. Do these beings choose to channel through them? Is there an agreement?
Is this a question for me?
Yes.
So these beings actually know each other. They are a school of collectives, and sometimes those same beings will channel through this one, and sometimes that same collective will choose to channel through Michelle. But because every being is unique and they have their own signature and their own essence, there will be particular collectives that will align, will feel that they are on a certain vibration with a particular being. So those beings that channel through Michelle, that at that time decide to do that download, that information, is because they also have a mission. They also have things that they wish to accomplish, and they are doing their work by downloading to Michelle, because Michelle will have the ingredients within her light structure, within her vibration and her frequency, and she will be able to do a particular job at a particular time, whereas Jill will be aligned within her essence to receive her instructions or her downloads. And then what happens is this team and that team talk together and give Michelle ideas, give Jill ideas, and then Michelle and Jill merge with both downloads. And we would like to give you an example. When you show the audience the information we gave Jill yesterday that you will be playing,
Yes.
do you not find it surprising or affirmation when you heard the word golden thread used by Michelle today?
Correct. Yes.
Did you not find it amazing that she also used the word burning
Yes. Same words.
when Jill was using that yesterday as well? And yet these two have not spoken. They have not had the time to discuss yesterday's session. And that is what we are talking about, how intertwined they are, how aligned they are with their energy, yet they both bring through their beautiful abilities uniquely as them, as do all the beings on this planet. And so we choose to go in either to a Michelle or to a Jill, and then we give them the information that they need for themselves and for humanity's expansion.
Very good. And is there any goal for the channel, for the ones that channel for these two?
Yes, they are part of our mission.
Very good.
They are giving us, they are holding us. They are part of the golden hands that are coming through and holding the earth.
Yes.
For it is their mission as well.
Yes.
We are a team. Did we not say, Alba, in an earlier, I think it was 432, that when we said, will you accept this mission? And you said, yes, I will accept this mission. And they said, Alba, when your team and this one's team join together, this is a very large body of light. And so it is with a Michelle and a Jill. So when you all unite, the whole lot of that soul family, can you imagine the amount of light that will be emanating.
Yes, yes. So now that we talk about the light, what advice would you give to lift the darkness on Earth in those areas of density?
We always go back to the one, the truth, the way, and the light, and our circle in the middle. This is the one, this is source. And we say meditate, meditate, meditate. If people don't know what it means to meditate, let us use a very common word. Daydream, daydream, daydream. A dream during the day. A dreamlike state. Go to a quiet place. And then just breathe and go into yourself. And connect with self. For when one connects with self, one is connecting with Source, with God, with the God that is within each being that is listening to this. There's nothing to do. All are guided. And so as they connect with their light, they then set their intention. They might have a specific area that they have been guided to project their light towards. It might be for themselves to accelerate and generate their light. It might be towards one other person. It might be forwarded to somebody that is what you term ill at the time. And then they, when they connect and collect each other together, and then they set an intention of sending light and love to England, to Scotland, to Europe, to Ukraine, to Russia, to Africa, to Egypt, to America, to Australia, wherever they decide to do that. All of them do it individually and they have a calling to do it. But it starts with self. And Alba, each one is a little light bulb. And as soon as the light bulb is turned on, the darkness dissipates because there is light. So there are so many light bulbs around this earth plane. There are billions. Just imagine if each light bulb decided to realize they were a light bulb. Yes. and they put into the input, which then is the output coming into them, the socket. This one's spoken about this before. So all you have to do is be you. Just be you and shine. It's your time to shine. And then the darkness will elevate. Mm-hmm. For there will be light. And that's why we say, let there be light. Let there be light.
Thank you. A question that was on my paper here is, how best can humans elevate their conscious at this time? And it seems to be almost the same thing, isn't it?
It's exactly the same thing.
Okay. So I'd like to connect with one and ask if you would also connect with your guides there. What do they say would be the best way for humans to elevate their consciousness at this time?
So my guides want to share with everyone that as Michelle had disconnected off the baseline.
Yeah, put the microphone closer. Put the microphone closer so I can hear you.
As you are aware, is that better, Alba?
A little bit better, yes.
Is that better?
A little bit better, yes.
So it is interesting because they want us to know that there is a disconnect that happens in everybody's baseline. And they're saying that, and they're showing me a picture of when we are riding or driving in our cars, the old cars from the last 20 to 30 years used to have sticks. Do you remember the sticks, Alba, that we used to first, second, third?
Yes, the transmission, yes.
Correct. And now most of the cars are coming through as automatic.
Yes.
And they're showing me how we have been revved to the red when we're in first and the car needs to go into the second gear or the third gear or the fourth gear. Now that happens automatically. We are all shifting automatically in the space in time that we're in. And they're saying that when we stay in that elevated consciousness, even though they had created the disconnect that happened with me and me having to reconnect to you
Yes.
on this Zoom link, and they're saying that I stayed in the vibration of a higher awareness, a higher consciousness, and I clicked, yet there was no baseline of anxiety or any emotions that were traveling through my body at that time. I knew that I would stay elevated. I knew that there would be a reconnection. And they're saying that this is what they are wanting. My guides are saying, it is not time to stay or get stuck in first. It is time to shift into fifth. It is time to shift into automatic, because when we are driving our cars and we're in fifth gear or we're in automatic, we trust our cars know which gears to shift into. And they're saying that this is a time to trust ourselves individually, to trust our knowing, to trust that we will shift into which gear we have to be into or need to be in at what time. A lot of us have not been in trust. A lot of us do not know how to trust. We use the words trust a lot, yet we do not know. And in the knowing of, the deep knowing of, when we are cruising in our cars, our windows are down, the sun is out, perhaps the wind is blowing in our hair, and we are all smiling. This is a time of elevation. This is a time of knowing. And it is that simple, yet we choose to make it complicated. It is as simple as you editing what needs to be edited. You go backwards and forwards, don't you, Alba?
But I want to continue with that, because let's say that you're not at a point, an elevated point. Let's say that you are in fear of health reasons, fear of economic reasons, fear of just fear for your life. How do you get to an elevated point when you are at such a low level?
They say thank you for this great question, as there is a huge amount of fear. And they're showing me this massive dark smoke that has been going across earth. And then they're taking a pin and they're pricking within this dark smoke, and the light is starting to come through. So in these times of the deep masculine drive, as it has been very masculine dominant, has it not?
Yes.
And in these pinpricks, they're saying that it is as simple as, and they give us pictures to think about things, because so many people are noticing how the pictures bring the aha moments. And they're saying that even in these pinpricks, in the dark haze, in the dark smoke, in the dark times, as we creating certain pinpricks, we feel that we can breathe. And they're saying, they've said this time and time and time again, breathe in love. Breathe in the vibration of love. Breathe in a big internal breath to fill the lungs up, and breathe out the fear. They're saying that we as humans resonate with words, as many are still feeling or sensing or noticing what vibration is. So they say it is as simple as breathe in the word love, breathe out the word fear. Even those who are sick, even those who are in a dense environment, and they are giving me the example of being in a space where there may be a huge amount of crime, as they say that they notice a lot of humans who watch these downloads may roll their eyes at the information coming through. Not the whole entire download, but they roll their eyes and say, oh, it's easy for you guys to say, oh, it's easy for you to lie here and work through these bodies and work through these vessels. Yet everyone has a story. And some of those have not shared their stories. Some of those who are working in these moments, and this is work, Alba. They want humans to know that this is work, and not work in the way that we have been told what work is about. So they're saying in the pinpricks, breathe in the love, in the being sick, in the hospital environments. Because there's a lot of fear in the hospital.
Yes.
Or hospitals. Yet, when humans walk into the doors, find a nurse, find a doctor that is not looking down. There will be one amongst many that will be smiling. That is the light. There is always a light within every darkness, within every dark moment in time. There is always a pin prick. And when they are in deep-seated fear, notice the words that they are using. When one is seated as you are right now, you may not be sitting where the energy is completely flowing. As Jill and I are lying, the energy is flowing. Yet the energy is flowing, Alba. They can plant a seed and say, Alba, sit upright. Let the energy flow up and down your spine. Yet it does not matter because you are energy, Alba. Mm-hmm. I am energy. Jill is energy. We are all energy. And it is about how do they want, how does each and individual pinprick want to feel the energy in the denseness of the times. Because one pinprick next to another one, next to another one, next to another one, next to another one, and they're showing me what we would call a tapestry, eventually becomes art, does it not? And
yes.
You eventually start to see the bigger picture. So they're projecting this hologram right now in front of me and saying, as we are stitching in time, as we are doing the pinpricks, many pinpricks start to open up the darkness and all the light starts to shine.
Very good, thank you. There are many light workers being drawn to Egypt, and as I sound the tuning fork, you'll both be there. What is calling all of these light workers to this vibration? Number 2.
The home base.
Tell me about that.
Well, there are many that had Egypt as their main home base over many lifetimes. Many ancient mystery schools, much learning, much expansion, portals, gateways, so much that humans today have forgotten the path, the way. We used to be able to levitate. We used to be able, through our tunes, through our frequencies, to elevate whole structures and put them in place. Michelle, this one known as Michelle, that is with this one today, has a tone, a specific tone. She was known as the tone master, the master of the tones. And some of you will have been privileged to hear her whistle, to hear her tone come through. For this is very strong in the Michelle. And so many learned from the tone master how to put structures in place and move large bodies of what you term rocks. And many listeners that are listening to this platform and others that have not even heard of this platform but are following other platforms and their guidance are being pulled and pulled, because as Gaia wants to ascend and elevate herself to her new position in the galaxy, Egypt is a pivotal place for many that are light workers that need to gather there. So they are being pulled and pulled and pulled, because as each light being arrives in Egypt, there is an elevation and an elevation and there another elevation, for there is a darkness that is surrounding that area at the moment, a density and a heaviness, and it is duality, and it's a fight between the dark and the light, and the dark wants to win. But in order for Gaia to ascend, she needs those pockets of density to be lifted. And so there is a calling, a feeling, a desire, a pulling to go back to the home base and help it. It's as if an old father will phone his children and say, I'm being attacked. There is an invader. I can see them prowling around the outskirts of my home. And so all three of the children get in their cars and immediately go to the home base to protect the father from the invader. And that is what that calling or the pulling is at the moment, Alba. It's a call to arms as such.
Very good. Now, in some of the other hypnosis sessions, Thoth has come through, a spaceship has come through. Number one, tell me about that.
Thoth is a warrior of light, and he is connecting with many of those who channel. There's a deep resonance. I am a fractal of Thoth, and so is Jill. Mm-hmm. And so are you. And the spaceship that he exists, that she exists, that they exist on is massive. And they're showing me that it's connected. This spaceship is connected to multiple other spaceships, to multiple other councils of light, to multiple other alliances. So when this light being is coming through, they keep showing me he, she, he. And this is an ascended master, and now they're showing me a ram, the Taurus bull. A bull is strong. And they're showing me how even the horns of the bull, when bulls butt head like bison, you know the animal bison?
Yes.
When they are butting heads, there's massive amount of energy that goes between, and they butt their heads. Thoth is here as a warrior, yet the butting of the heads is to show us that there will be no more head games, as there's been so many games that have been playing themselves out on earth. And the he, she is where so many of the and they're showing me the sperm and the egg once again. Many children are coming into the new earth as a he, she, he. Yet there's so much, what they would say, and they're showing me one of those shells that are they look like pumpkins, Alba, and they're very fragile, or a pansy shell that's very fragile. And these children are coming through, yet people are becoming so precious with how they are pronounced. Everything nowadays is about pronunciation. Do not offend. Hence the butting of the heads the butting of the bisons. And they're saying it does not matter, yet humans choose to make these stories matter. And in the connection of the feminine and masculine, hence so many children are coming through as the he, she, he. And to them it does not matter, as they are in acceptance of what we would term their bisexuality or their bi-ness. So Thoth is a part of this fractal for me, for you, for Jill, to share the wisdom of what does matter and what does not matter. Hence the connection. I'm being shown now the Galactic Federation of Light ship. And again, there are connections. They show me big golden legs and these pods. They look like pods, but they're all spaceships that are connected to the Galactic Federation of Light, Alba.
Would you tell me, what are these spaceships made from? Are they solid? Are they light spaceships? What density are they in? Can we see them? Tell me a little bit more about these spaceships, because obviously we can't see them.
They changed. The first word they gave me was aluminium. Aluminium is soft. It is, and yet it's pliable. So now they're showing me a ripple of light, quicker than the eye can see. For those of us that are tuned in, we will see them. We will sense them. And they are giving me the example of how I have felt impressions on my bed at night. And how I am in the know of, and I ask, who are you? What is it you want? And this is what they want as a learning. For many of us at times have been in fear when we have seen these spaceships or sensed these spaceships. But again, they show me this ripple, and they are quicker than the eye can see at times.
Very good. Thank you. Number 2, why is it that Scotland, Ireland, and other countries are not featuring as much as Egypt at this time? There's been a lot of history there. There's a lot of people who have come from those areas. What's happening there?
Well, we have actually put the people where they need to be, the correct light workers, in those that are holding the tone in those areas where they need to be. But in the meantime, the focus is on Egypt, because that's where the biggest breach has taken place. However, the other areas will feature and light up in the time when the disturbances come, when the troubled times get a little more heated. Then those areas will come into their own. But at the moment, they are simmering. They are simmering, and those that had their home bases in those areas, they will have the calling, as the other ones have the calling, to go to Egypt. But the most energy that is needed at the moment is in Egypt.
All right, very good. All right, so I'd like for you to both get together once again, and we're going to now go to a place where is in Italy, and we're going to go underneath the Vatican. Number one, what do you see there?
Tombs. A lot of tombs, marble, and bodies wrapped up. Lots of mummies
Yes.
that are wrapped up, and the marble is thick. I'm right in the deep center, and they're showing me the Star of David. And they're showing me this being. It is of lizard form. It's draconian, Alba. And
Yes.
it has webbed feet and a webbed neck and a beak, but not a beak. It's definitely of lizard, and it's dark and scaly, and my whole body's not enjoying this right now.
How big is this being?
It's, if they're showing me, if I stood at the Vatican and I was looking up at the Vatican where the pillars are,
Yes.
it is underneath, but it takes over it's a whole big sheath. It's a whole big sheath, and it's thick. It's thick and it's sinewy, that is just covered around the Vatican.
Yes. And what is this being doing there? Is it alive?
It is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's protecting these tombs, and it's protecting the darkness of this deep-seated old religion that is called, well, it is catastrophic that what is being created in this space, and this being is it hovers, but it sits on the side,
Yes.
and this being has been connected to many other beings around the world, and it's wanting to protect. I keep getting the words, it's protecting what is not wanting to come to light.
Yes.
They want to zip my mouth. This being is trying to put filters on me right now to see the dark.
Yes. What is in the tomb? What are these tombs?
Old priests
Mm-hmm.
that have been embalmed,
Yes.
that have been, and the words I'm receiving is, they are not of Christ consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
They have been in it for themselves,
Yes.
and it's been about the money.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep closing. It's almost as if I'm pushing the tomb open, and then they close it, and I'm pushing it open, and they close it, and they're showing me a deep well. It's very deep, and it's dark. And they're saying, all will be revealed, all will be revealed, all will be revealed. But these are embedded humans that have created destruction for many.
Is there something that others can do besides you just being there to lift this darkness?
They're showing me for us to energetically make or create a circle where we are all holding hands, and we send light to these
All right.
tunnels. There's tunnels underneath, Alba. They've just shown me tunnels.
All right.
Many,
Very
many tunnels.
Very good. So I'd like for all of those who are listening to join. And I'm going to strike the tuning fork for the heart chakra. And we will be sending light, our light, the light from source that's within us. Begin to send that light out towards this place of darkness so that we can illuminate it. Amplify that light even more now. Connect with that source within and amplify it even more. Visualize this light so bright around this place, infiltrating all of that darkness together. Feeling your soul getting bigger and bigger with this light. Number one, what's happening?
There's an amazing amount of light that is permeating through the dark. And as you were hitting the tuning forks, this being was really, really wanting to hold back, but then it started to have those pinpricks and the light started to permeate through.
Yes.
And then directed into the tunnels. It was really important. And I kept receiving the words, the sorcerer, Alba.
Yes.
This is where the sorcerer started. And it started as good, and then it became dark. Yet it is bright, it is golden, it's changed into a golden city.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'd like for you to direct your attention on the Pleiades. I'll sound another tuning fork, and both of you will be there so that number two can explain to me what's there. Describe to me what's there. What does this place look like?
So I'm not getting a clear picture for some reason. I'm being blocked by this, and they're saying to me, just go to number one for a while.
Very good. Number one, what is there?
Bright, crystalline grids.
Mm-hmm.
Massive, big, crystalline, huge. They're saying, do not use the word big. Huge crystalline grids. And they're showing me as big as the icebergs that are coming through. And they're showing me, it is interesting, we are being redirected. Do you see how things are coming through right now, Alba?
Mm-hmm.
they're saying that this is how they're taking us back to the Pleiades. Is all about connection. Pleiadians are about connection with humans. Yet, as we are all creating distractions, and they're taking me back to the beginning of how they spoke of patience. Patience is a very, very dynamic word that we are all learning. And they're wanting us to, and they're showing me the star system, the 7 sisters. And they are airy, there's a lot of air. They're showing me clouds. And the clouds are light and airy. And it's about deep-centered connection. Yet in the deep-centered connection, as you were coughing, they spoke of the deep grief that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
This is why number 2 was kept quiet.
Yes. Tell me about that.
Grief.
The grief.
They're asking to go to grief.
Mm-hmm.
The grieving that is coming is more than they want to share with us, as it is a part of humanity. It is a part of the shift and the change. And they're saying that number 2 has more information on this now.
Very good. Number 2, what is happening? What are you feeling?
Well, there's just like a lump in my throat.
Yes.
And as number 1 said, and I still feel like coughing. Sorry about that. But it's because it's holding and it's holding and it's building and it's holding. And everybody's in a holding pattern at the moment. Everybody is waiting for revelations to happen. They are tired of holding. And the holding is what's causing the lump. The lump that you can't swallow, because people won't be able to swallow the nonsense anymore. They won't be able to swallow the lies. They won't be able to swallow the deceit. And so it's causing this blockage and this lump, and they're wanting the truth to come out. They're wanting the light to be seen. They want to be shown another way. There again, you've got your triangle, the truth, the way, and the light. And they're waiting for the connection in the middle, for the circle to come through, for the help to come through. And they're feeling helpless. And they're saying, what are we to do? The food is getting short. The petrol is getting so expensive, the gasoline. And the energy to warm us. And war is looming. It is on the horizon. This is not how we wish to live. But we say, are not the energies starting to permeate this planet? We are sending in the new energies. We are harnessing the light workers. We are putting the factions together where they need to be. Yesterday, this one spoke to you about being snookered and playing the game and winning the game. And that is what we need them to know at this time. This one spoke in the discourse about the troubled times ahead. These are now the troubled times. And how are you going to deal with them? This one had an urgency. Did she not tell you about getting a grab bag?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So this one lives in the country called New Zealand. She actually lives on a fault line where there's huge earthquakes expecting. And apparently there should be one within the next 3 to 5 days, and it's going to be quite a large one. And She has had a trepidation. She's had a building and a feeling and a feeling. Now, although she knows that she lives on a fault line, she's never prepared. It's like almost like that's what is going to happen to somebody else. And yet we wish her to be prepared. For when you are prepared, you've actually done something as a human. You've done something physical. So you then remove the worry, you remove the stress, the anxiety, and the fear, because you've actually been able to do something. Yes. So all those that we have told of the troubled times, what are they doing? Have they collected heritage seeds? Are they planting their own foodstuffs? Even if they're living in an apartment, they can get a bag of mulch or fertilizer, cut it with a knife 4 ways, north, south, east, west, and they can plant in the lettuces or the tomatoes or the things that they need. There is actually no excuse. You have an internet that provides all this information so that anybody can help themselves. As we said, God helps those who help themselves, and all are able. So this is the time, once again, to get rid of the baggage, the heaviness, to prepare for the troubled times. One can stock up now on things like toilet paper. You can stock up with oil, with salt and pepper, with condiments, with tins of goods, whether it's salmon or tuna or what you term spam or bully beef. You can have cans of beans, you can have bags of pasta, bags of rice. So we don't wish to alarm people, but if they are feeling a trepidation, by actually stocking up this way, they then will feel as if they've physically done something, and it's going to alleviate some of their stress. Now, there will always be those which are called worrywarts. They will want to worry regardless of what anybody tells them, and that is their nature. But we have put you all where you need to be. Some will be departing because we need you with us on the other side to be strong beacons, to direct to the pockets, the dense spots that are needed. So for those that are leaving the planet and the grief that is left behind, please remember this. That family member, that friend that is deceased, that has gone through the way station, that has met this one and others like this one, that have been given their original crystals, their blueprints, have gone on to the wise councils, are not separate from you. They are not separate. You will be able to connect with Michelle, for she has a speciality in communicating you with your loved ones so that you know that you're not separate. You've had many, many troubled times before. This time, there's going to be a very quick transition. But before that, there's going to be much fear-mongering on your airwaves. There are going to be things which are called false flags, trying to get the fear up. When that happens, we want you to remember what Alba did with the tuning fork. If you have tuning forks or crystal bowls, please use them, and then remember the light. And then in your mind's eye, connect, hold hands, see Michelle, Alba, and Jill. Hold our hands. Take our energy. Let it be a circuit. And then send the light to where you want it to go. To your family, to your friends, to the love for the planet. You will be okay. We are sending in the energy at the moment. This is a war for the souls of humanity. This is a war for your soul. How will you be? Do you want to be taken prisoner? Or are you going to find your voice? You came at this time to find your voice. Your voice holds immense power, for it is your portal of your light body. Please get off the keyboards and be the little warriors, the keyboard warriors. Start doing something concrete. Meet each other. Go to your parliamentarians. Go to your houses of Senate and speak. Hold your placards. This is not a time for standing still. This is a time to do your work. We are with you. The energies are coming in tenfold, hundredfold, thousandfold. Be pillars of light.
Thank you very much. Number one, do you have anything to say to prepare those who are going through these troubled times?
It's been shared many times on your platform with many of your clients and in the discourse. And this one has felt it in the last few days. Eat lighter. So there were many who've been talking about going through a purge. A purge is eating as well as purging. Purging means many different things. And it is a time, most certainly, to drink more water. Eat lighter. Let your bodies become lighter in the vessel that it is. And whilst number one was talking, we were showing this one a submarine, Alba, as when she connected into this gathering, she kept feeling a sense of this right eye being an eye like a telescope. And this is what's happening in the shifting of many different humans. They will feel and sense, the light workers, the star seeds, the warriors of light will feel and sense vibration instantaneously in their bodies. And we were showing her that she is like a submarine. A submarine has the telescope that's out the water, and it's searching, navigating, like when she's on your ship, Alba, and you were all together. Yet when a submarine comes up and emerges, it is massive, is it not?
Yes.
Everybody seems to think of it in the ocean as tiny when they see it underwater on what you guys call your documentaries. But when it comes up, it is huge. And if one is lucky enough to work on a submarine or be in a submarine, when people are working underground, there's always something that is being navigated. There's always something that is being looked at. And that is why these downloads are so vitally important for humans to know. They all know. It is a time for simplicity. And as humans, people that work within submarines, they are in such tight spaces. They have to work together. They have to communicate. They have to be what you humans would term on in the moment. And they work together in order to navigate where to go, in order to navigate this massive big submarine. So again, we remind you of the vibration of whales. That massive tail, as it is swimming through the ocean, is creating a vibration underneath the waters, just as the submarine is navigating underneath the waters. Everything has to surface, everything has to arise. So, as a reminder, eat less, drink more water, take time to ground, take time to allow. And again, breath is key, Alba. Not holding the breath, but breathing out, as you have already said a few times.
Very good. Thank you very much. And I'll be looking for a finger to go up to tell me what we call this session. Yes.
The disclaimer.
Very good.
And we smile, Alba, as it is part of the discourse,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
as this is a time for disclaiming.
Very
When
good.
one
Thank you.
claims a space, when one claims something, they think it is theirs. Earth is not yet to be claimed.
Mm,
It
very
belongs
good.
to everybody.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Very good. So with that, I'm going to end this session with the tuning fork for the throat chakra, being that we are all holding in all of that. And as I strike it, whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and come back. Welcome back. How was this little journey for you all?
Incredible. Wow.
Amazing.
Do you know, Julie, when you spoke of the pods, I got it. And then you said it. I saw them. I saw them. And I was wow.
I know, and there was so much that you were saying, and then I was seeing, and then I was going, oh, yeah. It was, and you know who came in at the end? I was now waiting for Alba to say, and who have we been speaking with today? And she didn't, but he came through so strongly. You know who it was? Ramses. And
Interesting.
Ramses.
Interesting.
Remember, Michelle?
No, remind me.
You had that session with me, and Ramses was there with you.
Oh, wow. Well, the last one.
No, the 2 or 3 back.
Welcome, Ramses.
And he was there, huge. And he said, I'm Ramses the Great. He had to put in the Great. And he actually wanted to thank us for concentrating on Egypt, because that was his passion. It was like he's so passionate about it. And he's like bravo, thank you for, yeah.
Amazing. So, Jill, you don't know, but Michelle dropped out for a while.
It was incredible. And you know what actually happened?
No.
Was my charger had clipped off because obviously moving this, and I didn't pick up on it, and then I couldn't reconnect.
Mm-hmm.
But the beauty of just being in the presence,
Yeah.
I didn't once panic. I just, and it was fascinating because my computer normally takes a while. Once it goes flat completely, it takes a while to recharge. And I just said, come on. If Jill's meant to be, then no problem. If I'm meant to be back, it's okay. I'm okay. But then I couldn't reconnect into the link. So I sent Alba an email, but interesting enough, a whole bunch of other programs were just popped up, like things that I don't even know that belong on my computer. I was like, what the heck?
What?
It
Wow.
was fascinating.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then I don't even know if you got my email, Alba.
No, because
but I just said, I
I'm
can't-
I'm not looking at anything except you.
Interesting. So I sent you the email saying, just in the subject, trying to reconnect or something. Sorry, I don't even know what it was, a one-liner. And then the next one, I clicked back in and I got back in again.
I knew you'd be back.
Incredible.
I don't have any
Incredible.
about that. So
Wow.
you guys worked really well together. Did this work the way we agreed to? With the
So
number one,
easy.
number two?
More.
Yeah.
More than I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it for you, Alba?
It was good. It was good. I mean, you guys are like this, so it's
Now we
easy.
know why.
Yeah, it's easy. And well, for the audience, these questions were given to me beforehand by Jill and Michelle, so we did go through every one of them. I feel that I think we accomplished exactly what we wanted to accomplish.
Well, wasn't it fascinating before the grieving came up that I think you started to cough, Alba. You started to cough, and then
No,
myself
I
and
think it was
Jill.
Jill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jill
And
started coughing. Yeah, I had a little thing in my throat, but it's like, no, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna cough. I would have turned off my mic.
I saw
that
that
was
being under the
fascinating.
Vatican. Wow.
Did you?
Yes. And
Sure.
I felt my body reacted to it. I don't know
Yeah.
if my body
Yeah.
shuddered or
Yeah.
something, but I actually felt my whole body like, and so what I started doing is sending you the blue light
Oh, wow.
so that you'd be protected, so that it wouldn't be able to, because it didn't like being disturbed. It was most irritated. And then when you were talking about where it was going, I actually saw this whole portal of light like a tunnel and getting brighter and bigger and bigger. And it was getting irritated. It was having to go down the tunnel, to try and get away. But of course, it was going into the light and more light. And then you spoke about something about the tunnel when you were explaining to Alba. And I'm going, I don't believe it.
And you know how I visualized it, because I'm in a place that has like so many alligators here. I actually kept seeing it as the underbelly of an alligator. All I kept seeing was like the white, almost like the bottom of the alligator. That's how I saw the skin is like that with the with the claws up. That's how I was visualizing it.
Yeah, yes, it had like the way it came through was a big webbed neck and
Yeah,
that kind of skin,
like
but
yeah.
also like a vulture. You know what a vulture looks like?
Yeah.
I
And
have
it
a
was
lot of
sitting
those
on its
too.
perch.
Yeah.
It was like sitting on its perch, and I can't remember which part it was, but I think when you asked for the white light and you did the tuning forks,
Yeah,
it was sitting up there and it was like, man.
I'm going
And
nowhere.
yeah,
yeah.
it was just wanting to. It really took a while for that light to go through. It really, really did.
Well, and that
And
was
then
just with the three of us. Okay, so
yeah,
imagine what is going to happen once we broadcast this and everybody is watching it at the same time. That's going to be like a white light bomb going off,
yeah,
Excellent.
amazing. Yeah,
right? So I want to
Well done,
thank all of
Alba.
you who are watching this right now. Thank you for that white light bomb that we put under the Vatican. I think it's going to be really good.
yeah. Isn't the Vatican like in the middle of Europe? It doesn't it sort of permeate. I just got this sort of the
It's in
light's just gonna
Italy.
spread. And I don't know, my geography is terrible, but I
Yeah.
have to look on the map where Italy sits because I feel like it's just gonna go throughout. With all the Brexit and all the stuff that's been happening with the United Kingdom, I feel like that
Yeah.
light's just gonna spread out. That's amazing. Wow.
It was really nice. It was really great. So
Oh,
Good.
thank you both for
Alba,
this, and I
thank you
want to
for
thank all of the viewers who are watching. Thank you for joining us here today, and I hope you enjoyed this. And hopefully, we could do this in the future. I think this would be very nice to get together every once in a while and do this.
Yeah, thank
yes.
you.
Sounds good.
Thank you,
All right.
Alba.
Much love to you all. Thank you. Good night, or good day, or good morning. Bye bye.